Hi everyone. So past few weeks I've been doing cards using pre-cut card blanks that have got a fence across. So these are examples that have set me working on my own versions. So we've got a plain one here, which is a tent card. There's a gatefold card, happy anniversary, with the church in the background. This one is an archway and some little pot plants. This one is a cottage and a larger gate coming across the front. Okay, so that is if you've got access to die cut blanks and not everyone can afford them or has access. So I like to do things that are just using stuff that you have in your craft stash. So we've got one here which is a cottage. It's in a little oval frame. I haven't put any acetate on it, but I've just made a little gate area in the front, a fence. Okay, then that's quite formal. This one is less formal and I've made it like out of driftwood. So I've got a couple of straggly bits that are holding the fence together and a couple of pieces on here which the seal's just coming down to land on. So this one has got acetate on the front. So let's have a look at what I'm using to make them. Now, first of all, I have printed out some sheets of wood planking, and these I've got off the internet. If you just do a search for printable wood effects, and there's lots of freebies that are on there, and I've sized it on my computer so that all of these planks are approximately 1 centimetre wide. So I've got different colours. I love this great grey one, and actually that hasn't got lines particularly on it, so I can make them whatever size I want. This is a nice one. Okay, so again, all 1 centimetre except for this one, which I would probably use for something else. And this is a nice brown one. Okay. Right, so the first thing I've done is I've taken the back of the sheet and I've covered it with a double-sided adhesive. So when I peel off this backing, I will have an adhesive on there, because you can use wet glue, but actually if you can put double-sided tape down here, a 1 centimetre width tape will make all of your little planks. Right. Just use what you have in your stash. Now I've printed off some seams as well. Okay, so this could be an old calendar, all right, that you've finished using. Right, that calendars usually have beautiful scenes on, and I'm going to take this one, I think, to start with, and this will go on an A5 card. Now I've already cut some strips that are 1 centimetre wide, so I think these came off this sheet. So you can use a trimmer or scissors, whatever you wish. Okay, so we're going to do, first of all, a fence across this one. So I'm going to take my scissors and I need to just expose the double-sided tape. I'm going to pull that across. Now, the first one we're going to do with a plain top. Okay, so I'm going to start right on the edge of my picture and cut off at the bottom. Pull back my tape and then place it. It doesn't matter how far apart they are. And you're going to go all the way across. If you need to put a ruler across to keep it straight, you can do. So let's take that. So I could put my ruler across there, take my next piece, place it up against the ruler. Now, if you consider that this is out in the countryside, it's not going to be a very formal fence. Okay, chances are it's been knocked about a bit. So do have a think about what you're trying to achieve. So you can carry on across your picture, or you can stop there and have part fence. So then I'm going to take this bit. Now, if the fence is broken, I'm just going to make that a little bit wiggly and place that across there. And we'll have another wiggly bit onto there. Okay, so there we have a part fence going across. Right, now I've downloaded a few pictures off the internet to give me an idea of styles, gates. Different gate here, it's another style, and a big gate. Might try one of those at some point. So what I'd like to do is to do the next one, and I think we'll go for this one. Now that would match in quite well. I've already got them cut, so it's a good help to keep the video as quick as I can. Sometimes a little bit awkward to get your tape started. So there we go. So we're going to do a style. Now I'm going to go I think I'm going to make a rounded top to this fence, and I'm going to have my stile over here. So I'm going to go onto there. Just there. You can use corner rounders, but to be honest, it's a fence out in the wilds. It's not going to be that formal. I think I'm going to do one more. And then we're going to have a look at making a stile. So there's my next one. Right. Okay, let's have a look at this stile. It's got a large post on there, which could be for a signpost saying bridle path or right of way or whatever. We've got 1, 2, 3 that are horizontal and one that is vertical. So we're going to put in a large post. Right. So I'm going to take this one. This one I am going to do a sign on it. So for this one I am leaving, goes slightly rounded. There we go. So this is going to attach my stile. Go onto there. It's good to have a picture to give you ideas. Now this one has got 1, 2, 3 going vertically across. Horizontal, beg your pardon. So we're going to go 1. Now I want to have one piece at the other end which will marry up with that. That fits the other end of my stile. Now this bit is not big enough to go across, but I've got an idea for that in a minute. Right, so I'm going to do the lower one. And then the one in the middle. Okay, so there's the start of our stile. And now let's go back to this little bit here, because we want a piece that's going to go across we're going to tuck it underneath there. Into there and onto there. Okay, so there is our style, same as that. We've got our large post here, which I want to do a signpost. So I'm going to cut 2 planks. There. And I'm going to go that one, and I'm going to do a smaller one. Nothing is precise, no measurements for this, just the 1 centimetre strips. So any pictures? Right, now when I put this one on, what I want to do is with my pencil place it against there and just mark the angle. So that I know will go onto there. This one, to make it a bit shorter, to there. Very strong tape that I've used on the back. So all I have to do now is to match this with, there we go. So we've got our signpost. Could have been a bit higher, it doesn't matter. And what I've done is downloaded from the internet a little backpack. So I'm going to go with some sticky fixers just to raise it up a little bit. So if you don't want to put double-sided tape on, just use your glue. And there I've got a backpack which was downloaded from the internet, my wood effect paper, so just free wood effect paper printables, and just print them off. If it's got lines on it, you need to make them about 1 centimetre wide on your computer. If it hasn't got any lines like this one, right, you can make them whatever you like and put them on your trimmer and just trim off 1 centimetre pieces. So there's that one. Let's bring back in the half fence, which is a little bit battered on the end. Looks lovely though. Right. And we're going to come in now with this one, which is a picture of a beach and beach hut. Okay. Let's see how many grey pieces. Right, I've only got one at the moment. There we go. That's on there. And let's have a look at what we've got here. Right, I've just made the ends a little bit rugged. So this is obviously a fence that's falling down on the beach. Doesn't matter what height it is. Going to go a little bit shorter and just do it leaning over a bit. Okay. Rough the end a bit. This one. Again, it's leaning over a bit. So we'll have a few storms. Just made it go over. Right. So that is starting to look really nice. Now, normally I would expect this to be perhaps wire or something, but if I take this, I'll take my bigger scissors and I can just trim a tiny bit of the edge. Now, this is difficult to get the backing off. I've had both eyes cataract operations, so very detailed stuff can be a little bit awkward at the moment. Okay, so pull it off. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this just to show that you can do the glue. So I'm just touching a bit of glue all the way along. Right, that one's broken. Oops. But it doesn't matter. Your fence is falling down anyway. So you can just place your finger on there, stick it down, and actually the more broken it is, the more realistic it will look. Okay, so just get rid of that bit there. Now, I had a little bit of the grey left here, and what I'm going to do is just do a little piece on there, just to bring the two sides of the picture in, so it looks very realistic. This will dry clear, right, but you can do as much decoration as you like. There's the one that I finished with a little seagull coming in on to rest on here and on there. Right. Let's bring that back. A half fence, and we did the half fence a stile and a signpost which I can write onto it. So let's go happy birthday. I'm going to go 25 kilometers. Right, so there's just a few ideas on what you can do with 1 centimetre strips of wood effect paper. Now there are companies that do pads of wood effect paper, and that's good to use as well, but do have a go. And if you can't go for wood effect paper, let's go back to these to show that you could do it in plain white paper and have more of a formal effect. To do a white picket fence, if you a white picket fence would look nice with a cottage, right? Whereas these ones, I've done a wooden fence out in the countryside. So this one I've just added some decoupage bits too, and this one has got some pot plants, and this one you could cut an arched aperture and fit your fence in. You can see it comes over onto here. Okay, and this one is purely a fence cut in the middle and attached either end. Okay, so lots of ideas for you to try, and virtually no cost. Just use what you've got in your craft stash. God bless you all.